fun? Yeah! Thank you, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Music with Purpose. Tonight's guest is a legendary guitarist, singer, songwriter, inductee of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the man who brought us the most famous rock guitar arpeggio ever, and for generations to come. Skiffledog leader and founder, Hilton Valentine. Please.
A song that just made everything happen for a bunch of scruffy, snotty-nosed guys come from Newcastle. Originally it was a folk song, and so we changed it, and this is the reason why we're all here tonight anyhow. So I'd like to do the folk version of it. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm wrong. My mother was a tale. She sold my new blue jeans, and my father was a gambling man way down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. The only time that he is satisfied is when he's on a drunk. Oh, mother, tell your children not to do what I have done. Spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. Come on, put on the platform. The other puts on the train, and I'm going back to New Orleans, to where I bought the chain. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one.
All right. Woo! Okay.
I mentioned skiffle. Can you please explain skiffle for the American audience?
Very simply, skiffle is American folk music along the lines of a jug band without the jug, but pepped up. It was very popular because pick up a washboard, you could pick up a kazoo, comb and paper, got a little tube with a stick on it, you've got a bass. It was all like homemade instruments. So that's how most of the music started.
Music, popular music of the 50s, let's say, because it was a punk revolution of its own type, because these kids were not saying, I'm going to go to university and learn how to study an instrument. I'm going to...
Yeah.
Or something with homemade instruments.
Right.
And somehow the energy comes through.
I started with guitar, yeah.
You were the lucky one.
I
Had an instrument.
Well, the first guitar I played was a friend of mine who I invited into the group because he had a guitar. And once he got in the group, I said, I want to play that. So I started playing. And as a matter of fact, the first band that we had, the Heppers, we didn't know how to play the guitars. We just put our thumb over the bass strings and played the treble ones. No chords or anything. Just and we used to just sing to that.
My little bit of research mentioned that in the 20s they started using that word, but it died out very quickly. Anyway, though, there were a lot of players that were involved in skiffle when you were just picking up the guitar.
Yeah.
And a few of you went off into something else.
The next thing I did, we got involved into playing more rock and roll. Playing in the local clubs and pubs, and Chas Chandler, who was the bass player with the Animals, at that time they were called the Alan Price Combo. He came to a gig and saw me play with the Wildcats and said, how serious are you about playing? You know, we all had jobs during the day and we were playing at night. So I said, oh, I was very committed to playing. This is what I want to do, you know. He said, well, would you come to London with the band? I said, well, damn right I would, yeah. So he kind of poached me from my own band. And I went, I never heard the band. Alan Price Combo, I thought, my God, it sounds like old starch. Alan Price Combo, I mean, bands at that time were called the Satellites, the Jets, the, you know, hard-hitting name.
Was there an Alan Price to the Alan Price Project?
Yeah. Alan Price was the
Combo,
keyboard. Yeah, the Alan Price Combo was the keyboard. He was the keyboard player with the Animals. First time I saw the band play and I saw Eric sing, it just knocked me off my feet. You know, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing and what I was hearing. I'd never heard this kind of music before. I was just an out-and-out rock and roller. These guys were playing blues. I'd never heard of John Lee Hooker, Jimmy Reed, Muddy Waters. I heard of Bo Diddley and Chuck Berry because they played kind of rock and roll as well.
Stuff.
Yeah. And so I went down and saw them and I thought, yeah, this is great. So he says, well, come up to Club of Go-Go on Saturday afternoon and, you know, bring your guitar and your amp, we'll see what happens. So I got set up, plugged my echo unit in, because everybody had an echo unit in them days playing, you know, but not the blues guys, oh no. He said, can you turn the echo down a bit? You know, I went, oh, well, okay. And I kept turning it down, till it was off. So when I was playing it, to my ears, it sounded crap. You know, it sounded horrible because I was so used to playing with the echo unit going.
And did Chas Chandler happen to see your moves as well as your playing? Were you already doing that in skiffle, or did you come around to that later?
No, I wasn't doing it in skiffle. No, I might have done it a couple of times with the rock and roll band, the Wildcats. Pulled my shirt off at one concert. I was like pretty drunk, like.
After the Animals, you went to a solo career.
From the breakup agreement of the Animals, we were supposed to get a lump sum of money because we had just signed new recording deals with MGM and Decca. I just never got the money, so I kept ringing Eric in America every few months. Hey, what about my cut of the advance? Oh, blah, 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 and give him the waffle. So at the end of the day, I said, look, I've got some songs I've written. Why don't you get me over there and get me the recording studio and record them and see what happens. So he put me on to his manager, a guy called Kevin Deverich. Sent me a ticket, got me over there, and I recorded this album, All in Your Head. As a matter of fact, one of the new Animals, a guy called Vic Briggs, he produced it. I thought it was overproduced, but I was just thankful to be in the studio again and playing again.
What brings you to New England?
I was doing a tour with a third generation Animals, and we played Mohegan Sun. And I met this young girl. I saw her sitting at a table in this place where we were playing, and she was, guess what she was drinking? She was drinking a Newcastle Brown Ale.
Was it just to meet you, or do
No.
you think that was her?
That was just...
Is that her normal taste?
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
that now, right?
yeah.
She wasn't doing it just to get close.
No.
Wow, a real gal.
But I did. I used that. That was my opening line. I went, I'm from that place. I'm from Newcastle. And then we got on talking, and that was in July when we first met, and we got married in December the same year.
So why does skiffle come around and feature big in your in the current in your current musical career?
Well, there was one day I was sitting playing my acoustic guitar at home, and my wife heard me singing these songs, especially the ones that I had written. I said, you should record them, you know. And it sort of evolved from that, going back to my acoustic guitar, and then going back to the songs that I used to sing back in the 50s. I look back on my life to think I was so fortunate, you know. It was my childhood dream when I was 13, when I first started playing, to make a living at playing music. And the dream came true, and it was, you know, an incredible ride. Of course, it didn't last as long as I would have hoped it would have lasted. But I did some bad things. I took a lot of LSD. I was out of my mind a lot of the times. But I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. It was like a party for 2.5 years. And then the party came to an end, and we got kicked out. Well, we didn't get kicked out. We decided to leave, you know, decided to break the band up in an amicable way. But I don't regret anything that I've done. I've met so many great people. Chuck Berry, Carl Perkins, Gene Vincent, the band, many people, you know.
I'm trying to keep my jaw from dropping. That's Carl Perkins.
The Beatles, yeah. The Stones, the Hollies. Yeah, great life. Well, about, I don't know how many years ago, but back in the 60s, early 70s, a lot of us were sort of like praying for peace, I guess, with the situation. And here we are in 2017, and it's not any better, is it? This is a song called Peace that I wrote. To see a friend, and you know that he is not your friend anymore. If you see a man that quarrels, you must learn to pacify. If you see a man is bleeding, you must sit down at his side. If you see his heart's in pain, you must not crucify him, my friend, my friend.
accept the world for what it is, try to understand. Think of love and happiness on a pedestal they stand. Try to go inside yourself, gain the upper hand of your mind, my friend. My friend, peace be with you, my friend. Thank you. Rockin' Daddy. I'm gonna get me some rockin' shoes, and I'm gonna rock away all my blues. I'm a rockin' daddy. I'm a rockin' daddy. I'm a rockin' daddy from Ding Dong, Tennessee. Oh, little mama, treat me right. We'll sit up and rock all night. I'm a rockin' daddy. Ooh, rockin' daddy. I'm a rockin' daddy from Ding Dong, Tennessee. We'll sit up and rock all night. I'm a rockin' daddy, ooh, rockin' daddy. I'm a rockin' daddy from Ding Dong, Tennessee. Tell my little mama, it's time to rock. Get on your knees and rock big. I'm a rockin' daddy. I'm a rockin' daddy from Ding Dong, Tennessee. Thank you very much. This is a song, probably one of the songs I learned to play. Probably one of the first songs I learned to play. It was by a fella called Lonnie Donegan. Don't know who originally recorded it, but at that time there was a big craze going on in England called skiffle. And skiffle was like a jug band without the jug, and pepped up because we were just young kids, 13-year-old. And this is one of them songs. 1, 2, 3. I love you in the winter, I love you in the fall, but in between them bedclothes, I love you best of all. I'm singing my fingers, trembling on my line. Well, I had that worry feeling resting on my mind. I crept up to the window, I thought I heard a moan. I heard some boys say, "Whoa, no, you're stuck in my feet bones." Somebody singing my fingers, trampling on my line. Oh, I had that worry feeling resting on my mind. I thought I heard a whine. I heard somebody say, "Ooh, no, get off, you dirty swine." Somebody singing my fingers, trampling on my mind. Oh, I had that worry feeling resting on my mind. Well, now your mind is green, my potatoes red. I thought you was my friend till I caught you in my bed. Singing my fingers, trampling on my line. Oh, I had that worry feeling resting on my mind. Yeah, I had that worry feeling resting This is called Number 9 Train. Early one morning, didn't say goodbye, and I hear that lonesome whistle, tears fall from my eyes. Number 9, number 9, put my baby down the line. Number 9, yeah, line. When I hear that lonesome whistle, Lord, I just can't help from crying. Night I wake up screaming, my pillow soaking wet. He blew that lonesome whistle, but I can't forget. I'm running round in circles, I don't know what to do. I'm so broken hearted, how they don't on me. Number 9, number 9, put my baby down the line. Number 9, yeah, line. When I hear that lonesome whistle, Lord, I just can't help from crying. Can't help from crying. Save up on my pay. I'm going to the railroad station. I'll be on my way. Number 9, number 9, put my baby down the line. Number 9, yeah, the line. When I hear that lonesome whistle, Lord, I just can't help from crying. Yeah, I hear that lonesome whistle, Lord, I just can't help from crying.
He wants to do another song. Oh.
Okay, this one's called. I'm not going to tell you what it's called.
What is it? Are you going to tell us what it's called?
No. I've gambled down in Washington. I've gambled up in Maine. I'm going down into Georgia to knock down my last game. I'm a gambling man. I'm a gambling man. Well, I had not been in Washington many more weeks than 3 when I fell in love with a girl. She fell in love with me. Gambling man. I'm a gambling man. Gambling man. Gambling man. Gambling man. Gambling man. She took me in a parlor, she cooled me with a fan. Said, oh mother, mother, I'm in love with a gambling man. Gambling man, he's gambling man. She said, oh daughter, daughter, how could you treat me so? Please don't poor old mother with that gambler go. Gambling man, he's gambling man. Gambling man, gambling man, gambling man, he's gambling man. Said when I marry a farmer, he's always in the rain. I'd rather marry a gambling man with a good old watching chain. Gambling man, he's gambling man. You know when I marry a railroad man, here's the reason why. I never knew a railroad man who wouldn't tell his wife a lie. Gambling man, he's gambling man. Where's he from? Gambling man, gambling man, gambling man, he's gambling man. Coming round the curve, whistling and screaming and singing every nerve. Gambling man, he's gambling man. Come on, gambling man, gambling man. Thank you very much. That was called Gambling Man. Thank you.